We're gonna go over an offshore charter. So we get the question all the time. People ask us, they'll send us a message on the page or whatnot, and they're like, hey, I wanna go fishing. And we're like, hey, are you looking for an offshore charter? Are you looking for an inshore charter? And they're like, I don't know, what are the differences? So for a second, we'll talk about our offshore charter. So our offshore charter here in Japan that we offer is a deep sea payout charter. We call it the payout, it's a buoy. So you're essentially, you're leaving, you're going anywhere from 15 to 30 miles offshore, and you're fishing a buoy, or what is known as a FAD, all across the world. So it's a fish aggregating device. So it's a buoy that's been set in the water and it's created an artificial fishery. And then we have different buoys that we're allowed to fish with the charter. And we find out which buoy we think is good for that day. And then we get on the fish there at that buoy. So for the offshore fishing, you're gonna be drift fishing, you're gonna be jigging, and you're also going to be trolling to and from the fishing grounds, as well as in between the fishing grounds and during recess. The trolling, you're targeting big game species like big game tuna, marlin, sailfish, anything that we can catch on the trolling rods that we're dragging behind the boat as we're moving out to the fishing grounds. Then once you get out there, you'll do the drift fishing, which is our standard option here on our charter for the offshore payout charter. It's a conventional round reel that utilizes the bait that we all provide for that. And then there's also the additional option offshore of jigging. And so the deckhands all offer that jigging option. It allows you to target specifically tuna at the bottom of the school. But when we talk about our offshore charter, it's what we call the payout charter. Again, it's offshore. You're going to take essentially an hour and a half to maybe 2 hours to get there from the dock. So just keep that in mind. Whereas our inshore charter is very much closer to shore. But our offshore charter is a full day. It starts at 5:30 in the morning and you don't get back into the docks until around 4:30 in the afternoon. So again, just keep all of that in mind. It's anywhere from 10 to 30 miles offshore. About an hour and a half to 2 hours travel time out there. So if you think you might get seasick, definitely Dramamine for that trip. And then it's a full 10-hour charter. That's our offshore, when we say offshore charter, that's our offshore payout charter.